Oh, so we're back to Tuesday Real Stuff for These. We have our next guest, K.S. Brooks, in the house. K.S., how you doing tonight?
Good, thanks, Lee. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Now, what does K.S. stand for?
Oh, yeah. If I told you that, I'd have to kill you. I'm sorry. I'm sure you can call me. You can call me Kat. K-A-T. That's what people call me for short. People always spell my name wrong, so I just decided it was easier to just use my initials.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, look, it's interesting. Yes, what's that about? That's cool. Are you checking in from D-More tonight, yeah?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
You checking in from D-More? Are you in Baltimore?
No, actually, the last place I lived was on the eastern shore of Maryland, so I still have my Maryland phone number because that's where my publisher is. But I'm actually living out in the wilderness of Washington State.
Oh, wow, you went from far to another far place.
Yeah, I sure did.
It's like to the other side of the country.
Well, yeah. Actually, I was born in New York City, actually. So I've been getting around.
Yeah.
I can dig it. For the listeners who don't know who K.S. Brooks is, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been writing for, a really long time. I think on your website there, you had quoted my Amazon.com author bio, said I've been writing for over 30 years. Right now I have 18 published works, including the Mr. Pish educational series, which features real live photographs of a real Jack Russell Terrier who takes kids around the United States, Canada, into the woods, to farms, things like that. So he makes learning really fun. I also have a spy series that I write featuring Special Agent Catherine Knight. And I have a number of other books, some collaborations that I've done, some humor and some satire.
Which ones are the most hard to write? Spies or?
They're all difficult in their own way. Humor is really hard because most of the time I don't think something's funny and somebody else does. And my writing partner will think it's not funny, but I'll think it's hilarious. So it's difficult to write that. The kids' books are difficult because everything is verified because they're used in school. So I have to double, triple, and quadruple check everything and make sure that it's right while keeping it entertaining and short to the point because kids don't have long attention spans. And the spy stuff is difficult to write too because I have to be in the right frame of mind, and it's all a challenge.
Have you always been a writer, or something you just started doing?
Yeah. I actually wrote. I wrote a lot of little books when I was a kid, which I didn't even realize. I found my baby book last year or the year before, and all these little books, picture books that I had made fell out of it, and I didn't even remember doing those. But I started writing fiction practically in kindergarten when we would have to write about our boring field trips that we went on, and I'd always make stuff up because I thought that was more interesting than what we did.
That's funny.
Now, I also see you're a photographer. Is that just for like your personal fun, or do you do that professionally as well?
Actually, I do it. I was doing it professionally, shooting for collectors and doing one-man gallery showings in Boston when I lived out there. But then, with the advent of the digital photography, it just became too difficult to try and make a living at that. And oddly enough, I ended up using my photography in my children's books. And that's worked out very well. It's really not how I was anticipating putting my photography to use, but at least it's out there, so I'm grateful for that.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're very multi-talented. Now what's your latest book that you just put out?
Mr. Pish Goes to the Farm is the latest children's book. It just came out in June. It was at the top of 3 Amazon.com hot new releases lists. And back on August 3rd, when I ran a promo, I had it on sale, marked down from $2.99 to 99 cents for the ebook. It hit the top of 3 different Amazon bestsellers list for elementary school. Sure.
As far as adults compared to children, what do you think sells the most? And which ones do you get more money? You make more money on? Is it a children's book or the adult book?
Well, unfortunately, I don't really make very much money on anything, but oddly enough, it's pretty much even. I always thought that my spy novels would support my children's books. Then I thought my children's books would support my spy novels, and really, it's just right down the middle. Actually, the book that sells the most is, they're 99-cent ebooks. So, really, unless you're selling 1 billion of them, it's going to be kind of tough to make a living on that. But the satire called Bad Book, that is probably my bestseller. People like to laugh.
What was the book's name?
It's literally, the title is Bad Book. Bad Book.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of catchy, though. If you want some books, you just read Bad Book. You're like, oh, what is this?
Right. I mean, if I was orders on the numbers, I seen a book titled Bad Book, I took it up because it's just catchy. You want to say, well, what's in this bad book?
Right.
Well, yeah, it is. Well, it's meant to be bad. That's the thing. A group of us authors were talking about a year and a half ago, and one guy was feeling very insecure about his writing. And I said, well, why don't we write a really bad book, and then you don't have to worry about how good your writing is. And it just kind of took off from there. So, I think it's got like 18 5-star reviews or something like that. People like the. It's really bad sexist humor. The main character's name is Jim Case, and he kind of fumbles his way along in his narcissistic, fantastic self-image, and just manages to mess everything up everywhere he goes in his own, phenomenally sexy way. So it's a lot of fun, and especially for 99 cents, I'm not really seeing how people can go wrong if they like satire. Like, Scary Movie? Well, Bad Book did like what Scary Movie did to Scary Movies. Bad Book did that to like everything. So everything pop culture, we've ruined it. So that's what Bad Book is.
Well, that's definitely a good thing. And I see, you got quite a few people for the new book. Mr. Pish has quite a few 5-star reviews. So obviously people are taking to the book and they're actually liking it, from us getting to read it. Pretty good feedback.
You said 18, right? 18 5-star reviews?
I think Mr. Pish was at 23. That's 5-star reviews.
Yeah, the Mr. Pish Goes to the Farm, I think, has 29 5-star reviews, and most of his other books have quite a lot. I mean, they're very versatile. I mean, they're very colorful, and they have a really cute dog in them, so they draw the child's attention. And then the next thing
Mr. Pish, you're like when I was going to be a doctor too. Is he kind of like a series like him?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last part. Is that a series?
It's not a series of books. Like you had, when I was growing up, it was Dr. Seuss. He had a whole bunch of books.
Yep.
Right.
He's got 6 books right now, plus some calendars. And the calendars are more like books with calendars in them. It's not just like a calendar with one picture. It's a bunch of little different pictures that encourage kids and people to get outside. He really promotes outdoor learning and literacy. I just think that the more technology is out there, the more people are like in their houses and glued to screens instead of outside and seeing what's out there. And also the Postcards from Mr. Pish series, which is right now 4 books, that also encourages kids to write their own postcards, which wasn't really what I was trying to do when I wrote it. But it ended up that a lot of...
Yeah, sometimes when you don't intentionally do something, it happens that way, you know?
Yeah, and it
has... different perspectives and use it to their own imagination. And there you go, it happens. Never would thought it would be that way, but it is.
No, I never did. And we received, I think, 30 postcards from a kindergarten class in Guadalajara, Mexico. Mr. Pish got all those postcards because they read his book.
That's cool.
Yeah, and a school in Scotland made a whole wall full of their own postcards because of his book. So it's been really neat to see that, to see the impact it's actually had on getting kids to write.
Children's library. I can see Mr. Pish like in school libraries, you know, because they have libraries at every school. I can see Mr. Pish in there because, like I said, it's kind of like Dr. Seuss, you know, all the other little books you have, or Paddington Bear, you know, all the books like that. He has a series, so why not? He should definitely be in there if he's not, you know, already in local schools in the U.S. They may want to do that.
Yeah, he is actually.
Yeah, you can pretty much sell a lot of stuff to different schools, different area codes, and, you know. Sounds like it'll give you good help to do that.
Yeah, he is in some school libraries. You know, I'm hoping it will spread and, you know, spread more because he really does get kids excited about reading, and that's really important. So, in fact, a woman I know I'm not sure if he was 11 or 13, but her son just hated reading, and I told her about Mr. Pish's YouTube channel, so they went on there, and he started watching. I have some fun videos of Mr. Pish, and then I have some short educational videos of Mr. Pish, and he saw one of the videos on there and just thought Mr. Pish was the greatest thing, and that he wanted to read his book. So it was great using technology to get these kids interested in actually picking up a book. So it was really rewarding.
Yeah.
So what's next? Like, what's next? You have any other new books in the works we should know about, anything like that? Like, what's next for you?
Well, right now, a bunch of advanced review copies have gone out on my newest book that I've co-written with my blog partner, Stephen Heiss, and it's called Triple Dog Dare. And we're having kind of a difficult time. Actually, Mr. Pish did inspire the book. But we're having kind of a difficult time classifying it. We were thinking it was light romantic comedy, but it's more comedy than romance, and it's very, very light, and it's very fun. So we're thinking it might end up being kind of a chick lit thing, but, you know, it's not one of the things we pay attention to when we're writing. It's like we wrote it, and then when we were done, we were like, what is this? And everybody who's gone back to us so far of the advanced review copies has just really loved it. So that's really exciting, and we're hoping to release that on September 1st.
Wow.
Any book tours coming up? Book tours, book signing events, anything like that?
No, I'm kind of a hermit lately.
Sorry about that.
I just hide up here in the wilderness and write. So no, I've been invited to do some signings, and I will go and usually do them for charity. But otherwise, I just kind of hide in my, as Dr. Evil will say, my secret mountain lair and just write.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. Now, where can the listeners find these books?
All my books are on Amazon.com. You could search on Mr. Pish and get to me, or you could just, you know, search KS Brooks on Amazon.com. I also have a store set up through my website, which is ksbrooks.com. And Mr. Pish has a store on his website, and that's mrpish.com, mrpish.com. We're both on Facebook. He has more fans than I do because he's a cute dog. And he's at facebook.com/Mr. Pish. That's MRPISH. And in case anyone cares, which most people don't, I'm also on Facebook at KS Brooks Author. So that's where you can find me. But the cute white dog's usually the way to go.
Do you have any shout outs or mentions you want to give?
I would love to shout out to my blog partner, Stephen Heiss, and to all of the minions at indiesunlimited.com. That is a website that we run for indie authors and readers, where readers can go to sample books for free that have come out from indie authors. They can watch book video trailers and see about new titles. Also, every Friday we run a list for free ebooks. So if you want to load up your Kindle for free, you can just drop by indiesunlimited.com 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific time and just load up your Kindle for free.
Okay, well, we love to thank you for being a part of the show. We got to take a quick pause for the cause, and we'll be right back with more Real Talk with Lee.
Thanks so much for having me, Lee. Have a great night.
What a beautiful day. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today.